Maiden business was started by Mr. Maiden Mohamad, who was born in Penang Island, and he only began to operate on a small scale in the 1940s by selling goods and toys in Georgetown region. In 1957, he travelled to Jalan Tok Hakim, Kota Baru, Kelantan to expand his business. After 20 years, Maiden Mohamad Company was founded and his eldest son, Tuan Murad Ali, planned to open a new branch in Kuala Terengganu. Despite having only 2 branches in Malaysia at that moment, it has known among people that Maiden sells diverse goods at a reasonable price. The third branch was established in 1989 at Jalan Masjid India, Kuala Lumpur. It has highlighted a dynamic transition to demonstrate Maiden's bravery in venturing into the largest retail market in history by selecting a competitive location. Starting in February 2000, the company has been renamed to Maiden Mohamad Holdings Berhad and Dato' Amir Ali acting as the managing director.
Next, we go to the organization chart. Based on the chart, we can see that Maiden mostly was led and continued by Datuk Dr. Haji Amir Ali's family. The chairman of Maiden Store is Mr. Maiden Mohamad, whereas his son Datuk Dr. Haji Amir Ali take over the company and became managing director to grow and expand the Maiden store across the country. Ahmad Ali, Salim Ali and Murad Ali as executive director, Mrs. Mumtaz and Nadia as director, Malik Murad Ali as IT Director, Dr. Hajah Siti Hawa as Human Management Resources Director, and Mirza Murad Ali as Merchandising Director.
COVID-19 has become a global pandemic and it is unclear how long it will last. But we do know that COVID-19 directly affects business continuity all around the world. Maiden, as one of the Malaysia's largest retailer, was similarly affected by COVID-19. Therefore, to provide a comprehensive response and ensure the continuity of the business, Maiden must integrate pandemic planning concern into their existing resilient management operations. Firstly, due to lockdown and people are forced to work from home, consumer habits towards shopping has changed and online shopping, or we call as e-commerce, has become the main method for consumers to purchase their essential. Hence, Maiden has created an e-commerce site called Maiden Express that allow people to shop online and pick up their order at selected store via drive-thru service. Secondly, Maiden use a social media platform called TikTok to boost their business. TikTok is an app that focuses on entertainment and allow people to share information through a short video. Maiden believes that by using this platform, its audience will grow and its brand recognition will arise as the company's message is delivered in a fun way. Currently, Maiden has about 270,000 followers and more than 2.4 million likes on TikTok. And Dr. Amir Ali was involved in almost every video.
COVID-19 caused a new normal environment to every person worldwide. The merchandise industry also affected, where they had to change conventional wisdom and alter a new circumstance. The merchandise or retail industry severely affected since the day of MCO, which is Movement Control Order. Maiden also experienced the bad dream of COVID-19, where about 90% of sales dropped due to the decreases of people buy and shop the goods during pandemic. However, Dato' Amir Ali and his team managed to handle problems gained within the Maiden outlet. They come out with a lot of ideas to overcome the COVID-19 issue, which can be said as the first time they face an experience. Dato' Amir Ali ordered his team to provide the sufficient item or product to supply to the customer. He also asked people to purchase especially essential items not exceed the limit for the control from the panic buying. Besides, Dato' Amir Ali also managed to handle the organization and human resources of his employees even though Maiden has a lot of workers, including foreign workers. He arranged the system by obligating all of his workers to receive the vaccine in order to prevent expansion amount of COVID-19 and also to protect the health and safety of the other employee and customer. Maiden sanitizer outlet exposed to virus COVID-19 and the staff that were positively COVID-19 were placed under quarantine. The operation of Maiden also stick to the standard operation procedure SOP compliance.
To cut the number of deaths from COVID-19, our country has been put into Movement Control Order, which is MCO. Many businesses are forced to halt operations since their employees are unable to go to their office to perform their job. During the pandemic, many people rely on retail market. This pushed Maiden leaders and managers to always demonstrate a good leadership skills to protect the welfare of the company's employees and customer. Firstly, the leadership skill that possessed by Maiden's managing director itself is empathy. Newspaper article released by The Star, published on 17 March 2020, Dato' Amir Ali announced that starting from March 18, all Maiden outlets will open half an hour early for the disabilities and senior citizens. This is a very important step because people with disabilities and senior citizens need to be prioritized during the pandemic. Many theoretical approaches believe that empathy is a crucial component of effective leadership. By having empathy during leading, it can leave a good impression towards Maiden's employee. Next, the safety and well-being of Maiden staff are always being given high priority. The general public has been advised by Dato' Amir Ali that 1 hour is more than enough for the customers to purchase necessities based in newspaper article released by Sinar Harian. Some of the employees are obliged to report to work according to their job description. Employees such as cashiers must deal with customers constantly. The subjective experience employees are reflected in happiness well-being, which also includes attitudes like job satisfaction and effective organizational commitment. The managing director's announcement hints that they are concerned about the employees' health during the pandemic.
Lastly, we go to the control in the management. The control in management is so important during this pandemic because it prevents deviation from standards, check errors, implements corrective action, and keeps project management on track. Since COVID-19 pandemic was occurred, the normal production operation has been disrupted, posing numerous business risks and impeding the country's long-term development. The first thing that Maiden do to control the management during pandemic is to make a plan about maintaining a good performance and improve business performance by posting and available goods or things that are available in the store through the website so that people can know whether the things they want to purchase is available or not without entering the store. Next, the manager of Maiden is responsible to keep monitor the data on the sales daily to know what is going on. Also, they need to prevent the sales to keep dropping and the division between workers keep remain so that they know their own responsibilities through their manager. Other than that, Maiden use MIS inventory information to track the amount of products in storage. Also, the manager use economic order quantity, which is known as EOQ method, to control the inventory to ease the drop, so that they know which products they need to reduce and prevents any damage if the goods need to be kept for a long time.
To conclude, millions of business owners across the world face a similar challenge as COVID-19 slowed down their business. Therefore, the implementation of the planning, organizing, leading and controlling element must prioritize the survival and the recovery of the business during pandemic. The manager needs to be creative to strategize a plan to sustain their organization. As for Maiden, the managing director, Dato' Amir Ali, is a well-planned manager. He created an e-commerce website called Maidan Express, provide an adequate supplies to the customer, being emphatic and responsible, and he used a systematic inventory method called economic order quantity as part of the strategy to adapt and grow the business during pandemic.
As the four recommendations, there are few recommendations that Maidan could apply to improve and reform to resolve the challenge that occurred during pandemic over these 2 years. Firstly, Maidan may frequently propose and engage within the social media platform via TikTok, Shopee, Lazada Live, promoting the item or Maidan product itself. Most of people are influenced by this platform nowadays, therefore higher probability the marketing of Maidan through this platform may be increased as the people nowadays still scared and anxious to come out and stood out for a long time due to protect themselves from this virus. Besides, Maidan may also introduce the staff to the training of personal protective equipment or PPE and the hygiene protocol. This is because the staff and employee are the most frequent exposure to the virus and infections. Therefore, if the management may control the hygiene during handling the food or item on the market, the customer may also receive clean and good product.